In my job, I've had incredible opportunities to travel, and I'm also extremely lucky in that when I travel, I don't just go to the main cities and the places I travel to. I, in fact, go out into the country and I actually work in the earth and the ground and the countryside. And so I get to know places in a very different way than a tourist would do. And to date, I've actually excavated dinosaurs on every continent in the world, including Antarctica. And so I've seen more of the world than most people probably do. The funny thing is that, when you're growing up, very often you look at what's happening on the news or programs or movies or whatever, and you get this feeling that, what we have here is maybe not as great as what exists somewhere else. And this is a very common thing in Canada, especially when we have a country as big as the United States next to us. And yet, once you reach the stage where you get to travel and you get to see what those other countries are, you suddenly realize that there's two sides to every story. That there are the positive things where they may excel in what we do, but there's other things where they don't do as well. And I believe that traveling is something that makes you appreciate more than ever before where you actually live. And one of the things I'm very proud of is the fact that when I travel, I tend to see almost as many Canadians as I see other nationalities. And given our relatively small population, that's pretty amazing. And to me, what that suggests is that Canadians overall are very well-educated people. And they want to learn about the world and they want to be part of it. Sometimes, of course, when you travel, people tend to think of you as American because Canadians and Americans, of course, we have very similar accents and similar ways of dealing with things, and we're from the same continent after all. But very often after they get to know you, they realize that there are subtle differences between Canadians and Americans. And in some countries, of course, there's an incredible difference in how they treat you. Canadians, of course, have a much better reputation internationally than most other countries do and are welcomed more with open arms. But I've never seen it more so than China. And when we started working in China in the 1980s, it was pretty incredible to me that people would welcome us with open arms when they realized we were Canadian. And the reason for that was somebody I had, up to that point, had heard very little about, and that's a man by the name of Norman Bethune. And Bethune was one of their national heroes. And everybody in China knew about Norman Bethune. And to me, it was shocking that if you couldn't make people understand that you were from Canada, because they didn't speak English well enough, or your Chinese was a little bit bad, shall we say, then all you had to do was mention Bethune's name, and they would instantly know you were Canadian. And Norman Bethune was somebody who worked with Mao as a medical doctor, and he was from Montreal. And I've since learned a lot about Norman Bethune. I have a lot of respect for the man, too.